This is a PodCo original.
So you're telling me that Justin Timberlake and JLo had to cancel their tour dates because people didn't buy enough tickets?
That's what I'm saying, gang.
Holy cow.
Speaking of musical theater, I didn't see it, but I had a lot of friends who went to the Hollywood Bowl this weekend and saw The Lion King.
Christ. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I hear it was great. It was great with the exception of Northwest.
I find it interesting, though, that millennials want to identify with, like, Sabrina Carpenter, and, like, whatever cute stuff she's doing. I'm kind of obsessed with her. And, like, we'd rather feel younger. Because, millennials, like, don't look older. We don't act younger. Or, we act younger and all that shit.
Because of Botox.
So I just wonder, what that's about. Didn't Jojo Siwa actually go into your comment section?
Did she?
Yeah. Jojo Siwa went into your comment section, and then I think she erased it because somebody that we know, who I will not suggest their name, showed me that, and I saw it, and I was like, people said Jojo Siwa had the time today.
Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, 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 bitch. Big name bitches.
The big name bitches are back. We're back, and we're live.
We are never leaving. You are stuck with us in perpetuity. That means forever.
God, this sounds so cult-like, and I'm sort of into it. What if we were a cult? Like, I don't know why I like that idea. Like, the big name bitches cult. Join us. Like, what would be our thing? Like, what would we make people do?
God, what would we make
Love
them do?
us?
Laugh. Love us, yes. Love us. Laugh at our jokes.
I love it.
Occasionally give us a hug. They would have
Why is that? Like, my brain already went to, like, that's bad. I think we're just so trained to think that that's bad. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, hugs in the workplace. Me too, but it's like, it's not that serious. Like a hug, like, oh, how sad, especially in our industry. Yeah.
I've been giving a lot of knuckles lately. Like, there's been a lot of the knuckle. And I feel like it's just the shittiest version of a hug anybody could ever, like, offer. I'm like, I'm all about hugs. Bring hugs back, 2024.
Yeah, they're softer. Yeah, I don't want bone to bone. I'm all right.
Yeah, it's intimidating. It's like, why are we so masculine? Like, hugs are, I feel like, inherently very feminine energy, and like the knuckles are just like something about it. It's kind of very violent. What's up, you big name bitch?
Christy.
I'm back.
Oh, I know you're back. I'm so glad you're back. I missed you so much. It's so sad that you had to go on that retreat. She had to go on this 90-day retreat, guys. We can't talk about it. It's why am I making fun of 90-day programs? Listen, I was in one, so shout out to
90-day fiance.
90-day
right?
fiance.
90-day fiance.
I just want to throw everybody off as much as we possibly can, Christy.
Can we? I don't think we can.
I know. What can you talk about? Listen, how long were you? I missed you.
I missed you too. Basically, we shot episodes ahead of me having to go away for a couple weeks. And then I made an announcement on my Instagram to kind of like tease, and then also like have people be like, where is she? And if things were coming up, they'd be like, oh, she's doing something. So I did something. It was wicked. It was amazing. And I can't say more than that. I got some bruises, as you've seen on Anneliese.
Okay, so you said more than that. But yeah, she got bruises. Who hurt you? You tell me who hurt you.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I am now contractually bound to be like, I don't know, which is the first time in my life because I, unlike you, I think, have never signed an NDA.
No. I've never signed one either. I think we talked about this, actually. That's so funny. No, I haven't either. I'm just bullshitting with everybody. I would never do that. That is the most suspect thing ever, right? I'd be like, why are you? No.
I think that the NDA on the way out, however, is sus, right? Like the idea of it's almost like then a gag order. It's almost like threatening. It's almost like if you say something now, like now we'll come and attack you. And it's coming from a place of like, not empowering you. It's kind of, very sus.
Yeah. Who's it for? It's weird. How much do you get paid? I've never signed an NDA. I don't even know what that would look like.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. Then that way there's two different intentions behind an NDA. You know what I mean? It's like one is
Right.
preventative. I mean, they're all preventative, but like one is in a way a positive, one is a
I
negative.
don't know why this is making
I
me laugh.
digress.
I digress.
I have basically been gone for a while. It doesn't matter why. Y'all will realize soon enough. And basically, I've come back and I've reintegrated into being a mom. And like, let me tell you, first of all, they're very grateful I'm back.
Did they miss you? Like, honestly, what did that look like? Like, I mean, obviously
Okay.
when you came back, were your kids just like, Mom, how could you? How could you leave us? No, they weren't like
I
that.
thought that they would be. They were not so much. And that's fine because I think like projecting what your expectations are of a child is like
Of
a
course.
no-no. So of course they wanted the gifts that I got them. And I told them, you know, where I was abroad, I was like, I'm going to buy you guys some cool things. And so when I brought them back, they were like, we just, you know, we want the gifts. But I could tell by the amount of like hugs and touching, and they met me at the airport and everything. And like they needed that like immediate physical interaction with me. Now, the problem is that my husband got them to be able to go to sleep like really early. Because I guess that's like the saving grace of a working home is when the kids go to bed early. And prior to me leaving, they would be up until like 9:30, and like it would be like an hour.
Why? What were you
process to,
doing?
like,
Why is this your fault?
my
'Cause it feels like that's
ADD?
what this is.
my
Like you're just
my
like, hang out with
ADD,
me.
yeah.
What should we do now? Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How funny, Christy. You know what? What a
I don't have
fantastic
the
reason to have
nerve.
children.
I know, right? I don't have the nerve to be like, get to bed. And like, you know, I think when I was gone, my husband really let his, you know, military side come out, and he was able to get them on that schedule. So
Yeah.
I was proud to come home and be like, oh, wow, this has been now managed for me. Okay. And so I'm like reintegrating myself into like the life of the mom and the working mom, I should say, because, you know, it's one thing if like you leave and you have all these people in your family or whatever kind of like helping you, right? And it's another thing for you to come back and feel like you weren't necessarily needed as much as you thought you were. So I'm kind of dealing with that.
Oh, come on. Oh, Christy,
I
it's a wonderful
know.
thing. It's like, you know,
It
being a
is.
good parent, your children will fly and
That's true.
eventually one day
Yeah, it's
even
true.
leave. Yes,
You know
even if
what?
that's at a young age.
That's
I think
true.
that's wonderful. Yeah.
You have to raise them to not need you rather than to raise them
That's what
to
they say.
absolutely fall apart if you're not there. Okay. Thank you. See,
I mean-
this is why you're the best, because
Oh my
we're going
gosh.
to talk and you're going to get me through it. Thank you.
Well, easy. I don't have children, so easier said than done. But I think about it like this too. Like I was a really picky eater when I was little, and whenever I go to parties, people would say to my mom, "She won't eat. She won't eat a hamburger. She won't eat the chicken. She won't." And my mom said, "She's fine. She's not going to starve. She's fine. Give her a bun. Leave her alone." Like if your kids will get enough sleep, they're not going to be like slogging through life just exhausted because they didn't go to bed at a certain time. They'll catch up, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
I agree with
again,
you.
it's easier
I
said
think
than done.
Well, and I think like if you freak out and you're like a helicopter parent and like every little thing about their milestones and their this and their that, it's like you get that sucks all of your awareness. You know, like you are so
Oh, yeah.
hyper focused that like you don't actually enjoy the ride. So I am pretty
And then you're stifling your own
relaxed.
growth. You're stifling your own growth, right? You're just living through that. You're not learning or experiencing life, which is not another terrible lesson for the child. Besides being over,
I feel that way when I see like stage parents, right? Like anytime we go to like, you know, any kind
never
of
seen one.
sporting-
Never in my career have I.
What are they?
I'm sorry. Can someone look that up for us, please?
What
I'm
is
being
a
so
stage
stupid.
parent? And it is weird because like if we go to like, you know, a dance class or if we go to like, you know, some sort of sporting event, you can just see the stage parenting of any child in a, you know, sport or competitive thing. And like I've really opted out of being a competitive parent when it comes to all of this stuff. It's my biggest turnoff. You hear me? My biggest turnoff in another parent or a mom or even a dad. Dads are even worse. Is when you are a competitive person through your children.
I mean, that turns me off with anybody. Like at any moment, like if I'm hanging out with my friends and they get that way, or I mean, that's a whole reason why my career never took off because I cannot. I hate competing. I'm like, you win, I don't care. Like the seriousness people take on their teams and all that stuff is crazy. Speaking of competitive parents. I always try to do this segue. I don't know why, but it just kind of reminds me. Have you seen the the Nick and Aaron Carter documentary that's out
What?
right now
No,
on
I
HBO?
don't.
It's called Fallen Idol. What? You don't want me to go there? Christy's like, I can't.
No,
Is
go
this quite
there. It's fine. I don't care. It's not. I'm not a part of it. You know what?
there. I'm about to
I
go
love
there. I'm trying to do NSYNC. I'm about to go there. Do you even?
He was in Backstreet Boys.
See, that's how sad I
Wait.
am. Like, I don't
Right?
know. I don't. Yeah, I think so. Because the Timberlake. Oh yeah, Backstreet Boys did not have Timberlake.
Yes.
Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, speaking of Timberlake, did you hear about him and JLo that they can't sell their concert? You've been gone, so I need to catch you up, hon. Okay,
Yes.
Christy's been living
Okay.
under
I
a
don't.
rock.
Tell me.
She's been living under a rock
Well,
and maybe carrying
yeah.
a few.
I can't say shit.
Okay, she can't say
Stitches
shit,
get
so I'll say
snitches
it.
get
I'll say it for her.
stitches.
Quite literally. I'll speak for her, okay? Wait, well, okay, so JLo and Justin Timberlake have been, they have concerts coming out. They're about to do some live shows. They're about to go on tour, and they've had to cancel like more than half their tour dates. I'm making this sound like they're going on tour together. They're not. Separate identities are going out on tour, and neither of them can sell tickets. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know if it's a sign of the times or a sign that they're just not that hot right now, or that Taylor Swift is the only pop star people will go to see perform, and Beyonce. I don't know. I don't know what this is saying, but I thought I'd drop it here. You're welcome.
That's really okay. So you're
Yeah.
telling me that Justin Timberlake and JLo had to cancel their tour dates because people didn't buy enough tickets.
That's what I'm saying, gang.
Holy cow! You know
I
they
love
have
how
this
surprised
really
you are.
awesome. I am.
I know a lot
Because
of people are
we're-
like it was news.
Because what the fuck are millennials they're just so strapped for cash that they're like, I'm not going to do that. There's no intention behind it. Like at least if they
don't
could
wanna
justify
I don't think they
buying
care for the music. I don't think they care for the music or something, right? Like they're just.
I mean,
like,
it used to
nah.
be that JLo. I want to pretend like JLo is somebody that is important now. Like there's a girl named was it Tyla? She's like really good, sort of like pretty good singer, but like really great dancer, and she's young and hot and all this stuff. So it's like there's a lot of people that are like JLo but younger with like fresher music, fresher sounds.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird though because when you think about it, people go to concerts to see that person's hits from back in the day. Like I went to see Janet Jackson.
Yes.
And Ludacris opened for her, and it was the best ever.
Yeah, that sounds
and
like a good show.
It was an amazing show, and it wasn't full. And it was like, what the fuck? Like this is Janet fucking Jackson.
Yeah, it's just you got to be on top. There's just too many people to see. Listen, I don't want to see JLo in concert. I want JLo to stay in her lane. I want her to do what she does best, which is make terrible movies for Netflix. That's where JLo belongs. That's all I want to see JLo do. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Timberlake, I just don't care. I'm sorry, I really don't care.
I know.
Like,
I think
I almost-
you know what I think he should have done?
I
if you're
care
asking me?
more
I think-
about Seventh Heaven than I care about Justin Timberlake. That's saying a lot.
Oh God. What happened? Okay, first of all, I think Justin Timberlake should have hopped on the reuniting train and he would have been in a better shape. He should have hopped on rather than be like, I'm solo Justin Timberlake. I am this guy. He had so many memes about him being some like old dude dancing on TikTok that he should have just embraced it and been like, no, I'm going to reunite with my band. It's going to be this awesome thing. I mean, branding, man. I mean, sometimes people just can't see themselves outside of like, I am this thing. I am this all important
It's
thing.
so
Collaborations
funny
are
to me.
important.
Yeah, it's Christy. It's so funny. I just want to tell you this that like you're saying that because it feels like you've got your what do you say? Your beat on the thump. Your whatever on the
My thumb. My what is it? Are we
I know,
senile?
right?
My hand on the beat,
pulse.
My
The
yes.
pulse. The pulse.
Mm,
So
my fingers on the
that's
pulse.
Yeah, something. Your taint is on the wiener. Right? It's like what are we saying? So no.
it.
That's what everyone's saying, Christy. That's what everyone's saying. They're saying that he teased that too much. He was telling everybody that he was going to get back with NSYNC, that they've had enough, that they were like, F you. You're going out single, solo, we don't give a shit. And they're kind of like rebelling a little. It's exactly
You
what
know
you're
why?
saying.
Because Lance Bass and Joey Fatone and all the other guys work really hard at maintaining their fan base without Justin. And who would have thought, right? That like they probably could sell out more shows than Justin solo, in my opinion, right now.
I love that.
Just because the sentiment around them coming together rather than being sort of independent. And it, he's done a couple things ever since Super Bowl with Janet That was like a
Ugh.
blemish. And then I think a couple more things happened. And yeah, that's what it is. But when it comes to the whole Aaron Nick thing, I was featured on an Aaron Carter documentary. I'd never, obviously, I'm a reality show newbie. Like I have no idea what this is like. So like they asked me to be interviewed for this expose about Aaron Carter's passing. And I was like, well, I have sort of an affiliation to what happened. Like I'd like to at least bring awareness to something, but I want you guys to make sure that it's done properly. I didn't have a problem with the way that documentary did anything in terms of my interview. I really don't think they did a poor job of it. I just think that it's hard when someone like Aaron passes, and then it's like, how do we deal with that? So now it's like we're compounding. Ever since the Quiet on Set documentary, it's like we're compounding the sensationalism of all that, right? And so now it's like, okay, well, now we're going to expose Nick Carter because he is, he's what is he? Is he convicted of abusing people now?
I
Is
think
it
so.
done?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, I
Jesus.
think he has a lot, but I think something's out right now. Yeah, that he's a couple lawsuits.
Awful. And we all know that this is a very tricky subject to talk about because everybody's hurting. And obviously but the Aaron thing was the only thing that I ever had any insight on. And like I've kind of walked away from it because I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know this family. I don't know anything. I just wish everybody well. So damn, man, that really sucks. I mean, our idols are humans and they fuck up.
I mean, yeah, God, that word's thrown around, right? Like the word genius. Everybody says like, oh my God, my idol, or you're an idol, or you're an icon, or you're a genius. She's such a genius. Oh my God, he's a comedic genius. It's like, is he, or does he just have a couple good ideas? Anyway,
Wait. It seems like millennial idols are falling faster and harder than like people in generations before that. Like there's so few like Kevin Spacey, but there's like so many Nick Carters.
That was a
right?
good
Like, there's
documentary.
So many.
Sorry,
Was
that
it? Was it a good one?
Oh my God. I watch all of them. I'm watching this cult documentary called Dancing for the Devil, the 7 million TikTok cult that about the Shekinah religion. And the cult leader is Robin Chin. Anyway, that's another good thing.
There's a cult on TikTok?
Yes. I just wanted to say that real quick before I forget. Just tips up to that,
Okay.
tips up to falling idols. And then tips up to all those documentaries. I mean, they're eye opening. They're fascinating. They're fascinating. The Mandy Hellville. Sorry, you guys.
Melville.
The Brandy
Melville.
There's a documentary called Brandy Hellville, and it just talks about that in fast fashion, and it's really got me changing my mind about stuff. Shopping at Zara, unless I really need something, guys. Okay, unless I really need a blazer. If I need a blazer, where am I gonna go?
I mean, Zara, obviously.
But honestly, it's like, wow, like
Balling
it's just
on a
crazy.
budget.
Yeah. It's crazy what we do though, and those as far as documentaries go, they're all just so great. And Kevin Spacey, what a little shit! What a little shit! What a little
I know,
motherfucker!
and I actually have acted and worked with one of the individuals that came out, the guy that was in Rent. Do you remember him? With the glasses?
Yes, of course. Yes, the redhead. Yes. I love
No,
that. You
was
sit
he
with the
red?
glasses.
It was?
Redhead. I don't know. Does the
Yes.
carpet match the drapes? I'll ask. No, I don't know.
Wait,
We're talking
we
about the
know
same person.
him.
That's all I care about. We're talking about the same person.
Kevin Spacey.
Speaking of musical theater, though, and him being in a show with you,
Yeah.
thanks. Shout out to all our fans who love us talking about musical theater. I've got a couple comments here that we're going to look at. Maybe we're even going to do
Rapp.
Anthony Rapp. Thank you. Yeah, he's in it. He's
Love
in the
Anthony.
documentary.
I know because
Yeah.
Anthony was like the first one to come out about when he was, love Anthony, believe Anthony, 100%. Like Anthony's an amazing guy. So there's a lot of creepers out there, man.
Yeah, it's so
okay, so
weird.
musical theater. We're talking about musical theater. You said people actually like when we talk about it.
Can you believe it? I mean, a lot of our fans do. We have a lot of theater fans. I have a theater fan who, a theater fan who will appreciate this, I think, because he left a message. I'm going to say his first name only because he leaves a message, and you'll hear it.
We accept your guys's your audio messages, your DMs, like whatever. If it's to big name bitches, Instagram, TikTok, however you can call us, beep us, reach us, and we love hearing from you.
Call me, beep me, and I want to rage. That's adorable. That should be.
It is adorable.
That should be like a quote or the name of your book or something.
Oh, Jesus. Shout out to Boy2K, who today actually sourced my music at my 40th birthday. They were our DJs. And Boy2K is like this fabulous, fun, eccentric gay pop duo that created something called Raver Pager. And you guys should go check them out because I sourced like my KP voice in the beginning of this like EDM techno song.
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's
so cool. I think you actually
adorable. So go check them out.
Oh, that's good. It's good for you to shout them out. I was just going to say, speaking of musical theater, I didn't see it, but I had a lot of friends who went to the Hollywood Bowl this weekend and saw The Lion King.
Oh, Christ. Oh,
yeah.
man.
And I'm sorry. I hear it was great. It was great with the exception of Northwest, who, they let play the role of Nala in this version of Lion King. I guess I can't believe they let her play the role throughout the whole show, just because I've seen clips. And I don't know if you're allowed to talk about...
Was she Simba or was she Nala? Because I think she's saying like...
Sorry, she was Simba. Excuse me. I'm going to be a mighty king.
She was Simba.
So enemies beware. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. I have thoughts. I have lots and lots of thoughts.
I don't care. I don't care
You
which
don't
one
care?
she played. I don't care which one
okay.
she played. She had no business being on that stage, and the nepotism in this is sick. And I'm sorry. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. It's really frustrating for the young kid who didn't get to do their part. That's doing it right now, currently, but didn't get to do it at the Hollywood Bowl because of nepotism.
Okay, so here are my thoughts on this. Tips down. There are so many. That's a thing
Tips down, not to
tips
Lion
down.
King at the Hollywood Bowl, but tips down to Northwest playing Simba in the
because-
Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl.
Okay, there are so many amazing urban communities that have arts programs, and I had seen someone say this, and I very, very much agree with them. It's like there are so many people that are from like various communities that could have been highlighted and brought up from choral groups. And like, there are so many opportunities that I'm sorry, there are so many versions where they could have done the right thing, right? So many talented kids.
But they don't even need
out
to go
there.
look for somebody. There is already somebody in that cast who tours with that cast. There's a very talented Simba who has done it on Broadway and is now touring. Kyle Massey's brother, Chris Massey. Right now. Chris Massey used to be. Yes, he was on Broadway as Simba. He's very talented. He's got a wonderful voice. But my point is there was a child that didn't get to do it because of Northwest. And I don't even care. I just care that the nepotism on. Okay, I'm getting too angry and I'm worried about this.
You don't need to get angry because I will back you up. I watched it. No, it wasn't. It
classed down the
time.
whole thing.
It wasn't.
I would have been so mad.
It wasn't her time. It's not right, guys. Like I get it. We want, everybody wants free publicity by putting influencers and, the right people in the right thing. But if it's not their time, what the fuck? I agree with you. I'm 100%.
I just think
disappointing.
I think, listen, some of this we're going to have to cut just because I seem like way too angry. I guess.
Why do you seem angry? I seem angry. We both seem angry. Wait a minute. By the way, I need to tell you about Kyle Massey.
Okay, wait.
You know what happened?
But wait, hold on. And we can cut some of this, but I'm sorry. I'm just like, I don't want to seem too upset by this.
Just be yourself.
No, I am, but I think because when there's a child involved, like people don't really get it. And you're saying it's not her time and all of this stuff. I forgot my train of thought.
Is that
it's okay.
Bad? No, she needs to go and work hard. And I'm sorry, but Blue Ivy literally traveled around the whole world with her mom. She worked her butt off to get that. Like when you see Blue Ivy's day one performance with Beyonce on stage, she's awkward. She's adorable and beautiful, but she's awkward. And she's now you look at her now. This is where I want people to go and check out the video of Blue Ivy. When Blue Ivy goes and is like super committed to working harder and harder and harder, by the last time you see how much she's grown and she's like possessing the spirit of the song. And granted, it's her mother's song, but it's a safe space. Now, what I have a problem with as a stage parent is if you put your child in a situation where they're going to be that severely judged by everybody and they're obviously not ready. I'm not going to like set you up for failure because it's going to be trending. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, that exactly.
They knew she wasn't ready. Come on, they knew she wasn't ready.
Yeah, I know she really had no business on there. It just classed the whole thing down. She really, really couldn't sing. And to be honest, it's a little disrespectful in the sense that she was laughing the whole way through it. You know, she wasn't really ready.
Probably so scared. Yeah,
so scared. Not ready. She's not really an actress, or not yet, or not committed to it. So she was laughing the whole way through, kind of saying like, "I'm not really doing this. I'm not really trying." They're doing this as a favor.
She's like, oh my God.
They use this as a favor to her. They use this as a favor to her, as a favor to selling tickets, right? Because it must have sold tickets. They were like, we're going to use the Kardashian name to sell tickets, and we'll let this little girl have her day in the sun, right? Even though she'll be judged. The only person who should be singing the Circle of Life in The Lion King is me and you, Christy. Okay? That's all I have to say. The only two people that belong in the cast of Lion King and sing the Circle
of Life. And by the way, shout out to Kyla Pratt. Okay. She knows why. Okay. Here's the deal. Kyle Massey.
I love Kyla Pratt. Kyle Massey.
Kyle Massey saved a woman recently in an overturned vehicle. Did you know this?
Yeah, Christy, you've been living under a rock. We've known about this for a while. I guess it's still kind of news.
I'm literally like a person from like another planet because I was like, what's the newspaper date?
I know
hold it up for me.
She's exiting her time machine and just speaking truth. That's so funny. Oh my God, I love you. Yeah, I mean, I guess can we talk about that though?
Having a
No, you're right. Sorry, talk about this.
No, basically, Kyle Massey was in some really hot water a few years back for a situation legally.
Oh.
I don't need to go into the details of it.
No,
it's not my business. It's bad news. And out of nowhere, he totally, has gone like radio silent. Kyle, I think, was always nice to you when you worked with him. He was always nice to me. I don't really know him that well.
We did that cooking show together, you, me, and him.
Oh, yeah. That's right. We did like a big TikTok with each other. And for a while, he was very much like vibrant on social media. He did some really funny stuff. But he decided to step away, it seems like. His brother still works and is like this like really great guy. But again, like, his mom, I think, had some issues with the quiet on set thing and the whole shit, like the shitstorm of shit that we all are trying to not, like, we just can't, guys. We fucking can't. But he, out of fucking nowhere, saves a woman from an overturned vehicle, but he somehow also had his camera going. So I
was like, get there. I was like, is she gonna bring that up? I'm like, okay, saves this woman from a vehicle. Let's get our wordage right. Wait, what was I gonna say? Let's say what it was. Like, hero is a strong word.
Are you alive? He's like holding his camera. He's like, exactly. Are you alive?
I know. I'm sorry, but for hero is a strong word. Okay, first of all, he didn't save somebody. I love you, Kyle, and but he did what I hope anybody would do, really, and maybe that's the lesson.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he's not a piece of shit human being. And
I'll tell you what, though, I would have done it, and I wouldn't have had my phone on, and that shit is.
Do you think maybe he had his phone on? But do you think maybe he had his phone on because here's the thing: being Black in America requires you to have the receipts. It's true. It's like friends of mine. Because like. It could be very nerve-wracking to be in a situation like that. And like, you need to make sure that, like I said, like you have the receipts. Would you have been on the news about it? I mean, sorry, I'm what you're talking about. Like, I don't know. I think if somebody would have asked me about it, I would have definitely talked about the fact that like, I did what any person should do, because I think like promoting good news and doing good things is the only thing we should be trying to, have more in our feeds, right? Like I remember when we had a lot more, good news movements during COVID, and I was like immediately like following those types of accounts because I, like a lot of people, needed to see the good news happening out in the world. So personally, I just think good news is good news.
I know. I was like, perhaps, Kyle. But then, of course, in the back of my head, like everybody, they were like, but why'd you have your phone on you? I mean, you make a great point. Maybe that is it. Or I'm sorry to laugh.
Right?
It,
okay. guys
don't know,
in the
if I was in that
comments,
car-
what do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And Kyle, I love him. You know, Kyle's like, Kyle always calls me. The only time Kyle calls me, I'll say it, I don't care, is to sell me something. And I'm always like, Kyle, I don't want this product. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not interested in whatever business deal. I love you to death, but that's kind of Kyle's jam right now. He's like an entrepreneur. He's a business guy. And I'm always like, I don't want to go into business, dude. No, I love you.
I am just my podcast. Just so
yeah, we can go to the beach, but I'm not going to buy anything from you. Not on the beach. Okay, love you, Kyle. Speaking of Kyle, that makes me think of the segue. I'm going to segue into Raven's home. That's
You're
Raven
so
Raven's
good at
home.
segues.
Thank you. Segues. I'm not good on them, but I'm good with them. Okay, segues. Do people even ride segues anymore? I don't know.
You don't see them anymore.
Yeah, I don't see them. I think they were dangerous. I think they got outlawed or something. Fascinating. More
Your mom
segue
got
talk
outlawed.
after commercial. So Raven's home got canceled. And I did a little TikTok about it. And it's so funny how people get mad.
Wait
I
a
love
minute.
it.
You
I
did a
love
TikTok
it.
about Raven?
People are so funny. It's doing so well on Instagram, which makes me really happy because hate sells, as we know. And basically, all I'm doing is like a very natural reaction. Like, I just want to talk about this because I think it's so funny. And I did a YouTube live on our channel, on our Big Name Bitches channel, which I believe is moving back to, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, I did this YouTube and people were like, do you feel bad about your take on the show? Do you feel bad or guilty about your take on the show, your TikTok about the show? So basically, I did a TikTok where I'm kind of just laughing about the show being canceled. And I just thought, like, sorry. I just think, like, isn't that a natural reaction? Like, isn't that the most human thing to do, to be like, I got literally let go from a show that continued on for 2 years and then got canceled? Like, aren't I just being real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't anyone feel for me? Like, what would you do? Wouldn't you secretly be like, Of course. Like, it's so natural. But people are like, I thought you and Raven were friends. How could you? I'm like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about my take on this. Also, she's doing well and she's going to, direct or produce the next thing.
Hold on a second. Didn't Jojo Siwa actually go into your comment section?
Did she?
Yeah. Jojo Siwa went into your comment section and then I think she erased it because somebody that we know, who I will not suggest their name, showed me that. And I saw it. And I was like, people said Jojo Siwa had the time today.
What did she say? Wait, no, everybody was saying Jojo, this is how old and stupid I am. So I got on for the comments. Oh, I had to look for a bad comment for another TikTok because I never look at the comments. I just don't care. So I had to look for a bad comment. And then I just saw Jojo. And I was like, what's Jojo? I truly was like, Jojo Rabbit? I have no idea what people are talking about. So tell me, what?
I have to say, I think this might be one of the sassiest Big Name Bitches.
What did she say? What did Jojo say? Was she against me or for me?
Yes. Jojo Siwa doesn't like you.
Oh, Jojo Siwa. Oh my God, that makes me laugh.
Karma's a bitch.
Wait, what did
Basically, she was like,
is she a Raven's home fan?
She's a very good friend. I think she's a very good friend of Raven's. They're all, in the same community and they're performers. And so I think like she was offended by, okay. I think she was offended probably. Okay, hold on. I think she was offended on Raven's behalf. Although you just said that, you recently saw Raven. I don't even know why I'm in this mess. You recently saw Raven, Miranda, you guys are fine. Like, she's got a spinoff, which we'll talk about too. And like, we wish nothing but the best, but like what the internet doesn't see is that like, you're a person with like a 360, like you are like a full fucking four-dimensional person. And so I think when someone like a JoJo sees you, who she probably looked up to as a kid or something, and then she's like, wait, but like Raven's like my girl and like I like her. That's my JoJo Siwa.
It's good.
Why is she doing this? She needs to just chill out because like everybody's got to be like getting along. Like, come on. Like,
I know. And you said fast about how they just see one thing and like everybody thinks I can't get over it. Yeah, all that. I know, but
what's going on? Are you ever going to stop making? You ever going to stop making this TikToks?
it just makes my numbers go so big, so fast. It does.
Yes.
Like I got like 50,000 more Instagram followers because of that. Like that's a lot.
That's
I'm sorry.
crazy. That's a lot. Like you're going to be up at to 1 million. I guess it's one of those things where they're just going to have to be along for the ride. And like, you're just kind of bringing people to the table. It's a kind of a weird situation to be put in.
It's money. Right? It's money, you guys. I don't care. It's money. I'm laughing to the bank. Like I don't care. I also think you have such a good point, which also always makes me feel better that like, yeah, this is just a small piece of us. And even though it's bad publicity, it's good publicity because it's the kind of publicity I need right now. It's that's all. It's to me, it just highlights the world. It doesn't highlight me. It highlights what people like, which is hate. They would like me to talk shit on Raven. That's what they want. That's what they're saying.
But you haven't, be fair though, you haven't actually said anything. And that's the irony of this.
I know. I love you.
It's the absence of, just getting the record straight. It's the absence of the actual hate that people are most frustrated with. Because if you actively said something hateful, rather than suggest that there was some sort of animosity or that there was like some sort of strange relationship, like you're entitled to that based on the fact that you had sort of not the most positive exit, right? From that contract. And that's fine. But people are not mature enough to realize that like you really are trolling them and that they can go with it and be funny with you about it. But they're choosing to be more like, let's demonize her, but then let's follow her too. So I find it really fascinating.
It never does anything. People don't unfollow me. It's weird. It's like they stay on and hate and then I get more.
That's so weird.
And then also, I feel it. I also fill in the in between with some great work, with some clever skits that Jono and I do. Or
I love your Jono stuff. Like
so
it's funny.
I'm putting out stuff I like and believe in too. I don't believe in any of that. It's like people don't even know if I'm talking about Disney or Raven, and that's why they'll have to buy my book where I'm going to talk about it all. But for now, I'm not losing anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's so
amazing.
Funny. I actually was talking about this recently on Ned's. But wait. I want to kind
Oh
of.
yeah, you were on the Ned's Declassified pod. How was that? Did they behave?
It was fun. Well, they did.
They're a little sassy over there.
They're sassy. I mean, we talked about everything. It was pretty
They've given
open
me
and honest.
People, when I tell you that they have given me so many gray hairs because Ned's Declassified is a podcast. I have tried so hard to stay out of the craziness of that.
I know.
Yes.
I'm sure.
But God love them. And so you had a good time with them?
I had a good time. It's so much easier with 3 other people because you don't, I mean, you know what I mean? You don't have to be like totally on. Not that I have to be totally on with you, but sometimes it's hard to be like, to keep your through thought, and somebody will save you in that situation when you're with it. And like, there's never a lull, or if you're not funny, somebody else will come in with something funny. So it was nice in that way. It's like a little game of ping pong. I heard you watch Saltburn, which is, about 2 months too late, but but tell me, did you watch it on the plane? Did you watch it on the plane or something? I knew it. Okay. What were the reactions of the people next to you while you were watching it is what I want to know.
Well, I was in business class, so I don't feel like anybody saw what I was watching. However, I did feel like it was very weird. I did feel very weird. Like, I get very strange now. You would think the older you get, the zero fucks you give of you watching something pornographic in like a public place. But like, I actually care more. And I'm like, are there kids? Like, oh my God, like somebody just walking by seeing this, like this scene. And so Saltburn was not what I thought it was, because I think you said that too. You were like, just give it a shot. And I was like, I think it's just going to be, and what it was talented Mr. Ripley meets like Sophia Ford Coppola. That's what it was.
I like that too.
You remember that movie?
I do actually. I just watched it. There's a new one too out on Netflix right now that I don't like as much. I don't really understand what the lead actor's doing, but I love.
It's a movie?
Matt Damon. It's a TV show right now on Netflix. Like, there's several episodes with a fantastic actor, the actor from Fleabag, whose name is slipping me. He's a Irish actor, and he is in this.
Wait, the one with the teeth? The one with the teeth, or the other guy that played the priest, the hot priest?
The priest.
Oh my God.
In Fleabag.
He's awesome.
So he's Ripley. He's the Matt Damon role. And he's almost so creepy and cares about nothing. So you are a little like, there are no stakes is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, he's an amazing actor, and he wouldn't give a shit what I was saying. But I love that movie, and I love Matt Damon in that movie. And I love Gwyneth Paltrow and Jude Law, and oh my God, what a good movie.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
sorry.
I feel like we're so lucky that we had so many hot movie stars growing up, and that now it's like they've aged, and like Hollywood, a lot of people have forgotten about them. Case in point, JLo and Justin Timberlake not being able to sell tickets.
Right.
It's like it's really weird. It's almost like millennials, we've forsaken those people because they're not millennials. I think they're technically the generation before us, like Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck,
Yeah, what are they? Not baby
JLo.
boomers.
Are they Gen
but-
X?
Yes,
They're Gen X.
Yes.
And but they're on like on the I feel like the end of Gen X, whereas like my
Yeah.
mother-in-law is like,
Yeah.
the beginning. So I find it interesting though that millennials want to identify with like Sabrina Carpenter, and like whatever cute stuff she's doing. I'm kind of obsessed with her. And like we'd rather feel younger because millennials like don't look older. We don't act younger, or we act younger and all that
Because
shit.
of Botox.
So
whatever.
I just wonder. I wonder what that's about, because it just feels like we would rather look at Timothée Chalamet as like our biggest like Hollywood breakthrough movie star right now than like.
I mean, not me. I was saying it about that freaking Anne Hathaway movie. I don't get it. I don't get why us getting our groove back involves a younger guy. I don't understand why that turns us into cougars. Like, I don't get that. The Timothée Chalamet. I think he's wonderfully talented, but
Who is the hottest? Like, actually, Glenn Powell's pretty great. He actually lives in Austin.
That's cute.
But who else is like a really great male actor right now who's like over 30?
That guy in Outer Range, who's also that guy who's also in Lessons in Chemistry. He plays the lead son. Okay. Also, there's two boys in that who are really handsome.
But they're boys.
Also-
you know what I'm saying? It's
also,
like, who are the men?
No, they're men.
Or
They're
like-
men. They're men in their 30s.
Okay.
And even that boy man in Fallout, I wonder how old he is, though. He's sort of that Denzel look. He's really handsome.
Fallout. Oh, yeah. He is
Fallout.
very handsome. Yeah.
I thought he was really cute and interesting.
He was so good.
Yeah, and interesting. His acting was an interesting take. But
Yeah.
sorry, who's married to Kaylee Cuoco? The guy that just had a kid with Kaylee Cuoco. He's in Outer Range.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
Outer
okay.
Range cast. I'm going to look them up. Outer Range cast, because
Okay,
these two
cool.
boys are very handsome and
Yeah, and it's
good.
weird because I think Jerry Seinfeld actually was just quoted, and this is recent news. Thank you kindly.
Okay, Louis Pullman. Sorry, let me just say it quick. Louis Pullman, who is Bill Pullman's son. Louis Pullman
Okay.
and Tom Pelfrey.
Okay. Those names are not screaming leading man, but like
Oh,
I
yeah,
think Glenn Powell, I think, is the number one right now. That's what I think. I think there was something about him in this new show that he just did where he plays like a million type of characters, and like everyone's rallying in Vanity Fair behind him being like the next big like Matthew McConaughey, and we'll see where that goes. But he is an Austinite, so supporting
Is
that.
he? To me, he's so clean cut. He's so
I
obvious.
know. He's like Matthew McConaughey. I know.
Yeah, but
But like I
McConaughey
said,
was
Jerry
like-
Seinfeld was just quoted as saying he misses like masculine men. And I was like, that seems ironic coming from Jerry Seinfeld because he's like the
with your
least masculine
sneakers.
guy.
I know, with his tight jeans and, I mean,
So
that
weird.
is weird. Oh, you know what I was going to tell you about? What about the 8 show? What about hold on.
You're watching some show, right? You said you were watching the show called The 8 something.
I'm
it's like
watching
Squid
something
Games?
I'm watching something called The 8 Show, and it's like Squid Games. Exactly, Christy. It's on Netflix. I think it's their nod to that. I like it so much better than Squid Games so far, and Squid Games I loved. So I would check it out. It is such a take on society, how the world works. It's sort of an experiment, a reality show experiment that hasn't taken too dark of a turn yet. When it does and becomes violent, I'm kind of scared for that. We'll see. But it's so far. I find it fascinating. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Okay, so tips up to that.
tips up to that.
I watched Baby Reindeer. Fucking dark.
Sorry,
Had to- So dark. Sorry. You loved it though. You loved Baby Reindeer, right? You told me about it.
I loved Baby Reindeer. Yes, everybody is
Oof.
talking about it. Everybody loves it. So what'd you like
Oof.
about it?
Girl, I tried to. I was on the 3rd episode and I wanted to, I'm not going to make a joke about slit my wrist, but like, I really was like, I felt so gross and yucky and dirty and like implicated. I know that he's probably got a story about being molested or something in the future. And like, I can't watch it. Like there's something about being a mom or like something that makes me so upset to watch certain kinds of content. So I guess I was just like, if I'm going to take time to watch something, I'll try the 8. But yeah, I guess what else did we have on our little listy? We put up a little listy of things to talk about. And I think we did a great job today. There was so many segues. Not the machine.
know. I was talking about
topic.
Outer Range. I really like Outer Range. I know I said that about the guys, but that show is about time travel. There's basically a time machine in this guy's backyard, and it's absolutely fascinating. There are a lot of scenes that take place in the 1880s, and there's a lot of Native American stories and women's stories, which I think is really beautiful. I know. I actually saw Navia Robinson and her mom the other day, 2 nights ago. We went out for, it was really, really fun. We went out for some Israeli food, and her mom was talking about how good A Man in Full is as well. So I really want to see that. The 8 show too, I should say, it's subtitled. It's Korean, and I love how how do I say this without? I just love how accessible foreign movies are now. Like. So accessible. Like, do you remember when it was like a big deal to put on subtitles? Like people were like, I don't want to do that. And now it's like not a big deal. And I have subtitles on for English speaking things too. And I just love that like these beautiful Native American stories are told in Outer Range so seamlessly. And I'm really excited. I just think TV is freaking cool. Of course, I'm watching all my reality. I've watched Vanderpump Rules, the final reunion. I'm very interested to see if Ariana's going to stay, if she's going to come back next season.
She's going to stay.
I don't know. They're making it seem like not.
Okay, well then she's going to have her own TV show, obviously, where she's going to be trying to date. That's obviously what the play is. It's not.
They're saying they might get rid of the Toms. They're very transparent, but they're talking. There's going to be a shakeup, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be. On the last episode of this reunion, there was a 3-part reunion, and Tom, not Tom Sandoval, but the other Tom, was basically saying, "I know we're all worried about our jobs. I know we all feel like we're going to get fired." Like he was hinting to Bravo's, like they haven't signed everybody hasn't signed their contracts yet. So I don't know. We'll see. I'd love it.
Is that other Tom the DJ guy? Is that the other Tom, like the little skinny DJ guy?
That's Jason Kennedy. Jason Kennedy, who actually goes to Jono and I's gym. We see him all the time. He's very friendly.
Famous people? I feel like you see all the time. Do you see Ruba? Right?
Ruba, I've seen Javier Bardem. I've seen a lot of like newscasters. Oh, Derek Huff. He's always there.
Really?
Yeah. I should get them together and ask if they want to do a show with us. Okay, let me play. I know we don't have a lot of time, so let me just play this from B&B.
Okay.
Hi, Big Thing Bitches. My name is, I'm going to call myself Sarah. I'm a guy, but I'm going to say Sarah because I'm disguising my voice because I want to disclose something. So you said in a Performer podcast, the Vice Over 30s one, that when Anneliese was going on about the Ashley Tisdale and that getting so much traction, so you mentioned something about a Broadway performer. I'm not going to reiterate it. Your viewers can look it up and watch the episode if they want to know who it is. I was in a show with this person, and I've known this person intimately. Everything that Friend said about this particular Broadway performer is 100% true. I was in a show with her and everyone hated her and her demeanor, and she was just not cute. She wouldn't take notes, but she represents this like positive and like love each other bullshit aura on the internet. So my question really is, are there people you've both worked with who have that persona of something where it's like, oh, it's a different thing behind the scenes? Okay, bye. Thank you guys. Love you so much. Bye.
Oh my God, Sarah, I love you. I'm obsessed with you.
I'm Sarah. You're so cute. Yes.
Oh my God, Sarah.
Okay, Sarah. We love you, Sarah. That's so funny. I think I know who.
Wait, who is Sarah talking about? Why can't you tell me? Are we not allowed to say?
I mean, I guess I could. I think. Isn't that funny? Do you know? I could. Well,
it was a Broadway performer that we mentioned in an episode.
I don't know. Is this me?
The tea is piping hot today.
Let's see.
The tea.
I mean, I think only because I think we were talking about this person. I think they're saying we were talking about this person.
Yeah. Who was it? I'm stumped. Oh, well, this is sad because I really wish I knew. Apparently, what Sarah's saying is that they worked with somebody that was like on the outside, like very loving and very like, oh my God, like I'm Zen and I'm like so awesome and inclusive, and was like not taking notes and difficult to work with and kind of a pain in the ass, right? That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know who it is. I'm sorry?
Okay, who was it?
I feel like I shouldn't say. I feel like you're, it's like, unless somebody did really something damaging to you directly. I'll say this. They've played another Disney princess.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I know who we're talking about. All right. So it is really interesting when, people kind of have this like defense mechanism, which is basically like I've done this myself. I'm not going to lie. You can weaponize kindness. So you can, it's like that idea of like doe eyes versus siren eyes. Have you seen that online?
Ooh, no.
So doe eyes, guys, look this up. Doe eyes is when a person can make their eyes like really big and like doe eyes and like, I'm like, I'm such a little deer in headlights. And then siren eyes can be switched immediately. And then you can like see that person is actually like got another side to them. So all of us are, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us are very
smize. It's giving Tyra Banks smize.
Yes. Right? Except that it's like evil, but it's also like it's a total different intention. So like I think sometimes we don't recognize that like people are, everybody has it in them to like, like kill if they needed to be, if they had to. Like, we really are such a like a complex people. We're all the same fucking thing. We're all human. Right. And so we're all shiny sometimes, you guys. Sometimes we're just shiny on this show. Okay? Sorry, I just had to do this while you were talking. I am just going to tell you that I have not gotten any more filler from when we started doing this show as we are doing it currently as a green screen. We are hatching a plan to get back into studio, and you guys will flip your shit with how amazing it will be. But just stick with us, okay, fuckers? Please stick with us. And I'll stick with you. I'm sorry. Finish what you were saying, Christy. I'm sorry. I was just like, I know everyone's been talking about how shiny we are, and I'm sorry, so I had to powder myself. Oh, it's fine. I am not sorry because I don't mind it. If I was going to be looking dry as fuck or greasy, I'd rather look greasy. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, I agree. I got it.
I don't want to be a scaly snake. Okay, I don't know. Basically, what I was trying to say is like, we can't like believe in somebody being 100% one way. People have good days, people have bad days. That's important for us to all just kind of understand. However, I'm trying to think about a person that disappointed me. Martha Plimpton kind of disappointed me. I'm just going to name her name.
You've talked about that.
Right? Yeah. Have I talked about that? So that was the only person that I was like, I grew up watching Martha Plimpton on Goonies. I thought she was going to be super cool and kind of fun and quirky. And I feel like when we worked together, she was definitely a lot more like no nonsense, but in a way that felt like she was kind of hostile towards a few people that energetically maybe didn't serve her. Right? So like when I enter into a new space socially, I am like so vulnerable that I'm overly like nice, but that doesn't mean that I am not really nice. It's just I'm almost too open to everybody. But I'm working on that. And yeah. How about you, babe?
It's so hard because I know I've run across so many assholes. There are so many. There are people who don't get that in this business, the job as well, and we'll just finish with this, but a big part of the job is being nice. It's working hard at it, actively taking interest in your guest stars, in your co-stars, in the camera people, the people who don't have the name, blah, 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 blah. Yep. There are definitely people you hear stuff about, but then there are people you don't hear stuff about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to do the Ned's Declassified thing, and there was somebody on there who happened to be, I don't want to say too much, but happened to work in some fashion on That's So Raven. And he said he wanted to come and work on Raven's home, and everybody told him, you don't want to go over there. You do not want to go over there. I knew he wasn't talking about me. I knew he wasn't talking about me. I'm nice and kind to everyone. And there are so many people who aren't. You know who aren't kind to everybody? You know who is? Sutton Foster. You never hear anybody talking about her. Sutton. Have you ever heard somebody say exactly? You think she never gets in a bad mood? You think she's never pissed?
Oh, she definitely does.
Of course. But she reins it in. There are people who rein it in who don't treat people like less than. And you'd be shocked at how many people do. They treat you like you're less than. Because they're human.
Why do you think?
Because they're human and having a bad day, but you can't do that.
I love us. I love us. I love you guys for your awesome questions and Sarah, that was fantastic. Please come back again and give us more deets. Oh man, what are we becoming? Great episode, guys. Make sure you can subscribe, follow along. Like, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, but just follow along because we got cool shit happening.
Yes, really cool stuff. Some new stuff. And I just can't wait to be with you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thanks, you big
for
name
listening,
bitches.
everyone.
See you
We
next
love
week.
you. Thanks, Sarah.
Bitch, 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 bitch. Bitch, bitch,